Imagine holding an iPhone that unfolds into a tablet. Not a concept from a sci-fi movie, but something Apple might actually release in the near future. Yes, Apple is reportedly working on its first ever foldable iPhone, and if recent leaks are anything to go by, it could hit the market as early as late 2026 or possibly in 2027. While Apple has stayed quiet about this project, some credible sources like Bloomberg's Mark Gurman and Leaker Digital Chat Station are sharing details that give us a clearer picture of what's coming. And let's just say it won't be cheap. According to these reports, Apple's foldable iPhone might be priced at around $2,000 US. That's a serious amount of money, but then again, this is Apple. Despite the high price, the brand has a loyal fan base, and history shows people are willing to spend big on Apple's latest tech. So what exactly are we getting for that price? The foldable iPhone is said to feature 2 displays. When opened, the inner display is expected to measure 7.76 inches with a resolution of 1920 by 27113 pixels. That's pretty sharp and could make watching videos, reading, or multitasking feel more immersive. The outer display, the one you'll use when the phone is folded, is rumored to be 5.49 inches with a resolution of 1422 by 2088 pixels. It's a bit smaller than what Samsung offers with the Galaxy Z Fold series, but that might be intentional, to make the phone easier to carry around. One of the more interesting details is the shape of the screens. The internal display is rumored to have an aspect ratio of 14.1 to 10, and the outer screen could have a 14.6 to 10 ratio. This means the screens might look shorter and wider than the tall and narrow style used in Samsung's foldables. Apple seems to be aiming for a more natural tablet experience when the device is unfolded, which could help when using apps side by side or typing with both hands. In terms of cameras, leaks suggest Apple might place the front-facing camera under the main display, which means no hole or notch getting in the way while you're using the tablet-sized screen. On the outer display, though, a punch-hole camera is likely, which is pretty common on most smartphones today. Interestingly, this foldable iPhone might not have Face ID. Instead, it's expected to come with a side-mounted Touch ID fingerprint scanner. That could be a design choice to save space and keep the device thin, which is always a big challenge when it comes to foldable phones. Another key part of the design will be the hinge. Apple is rumored to be working on a brand new hinge mechanism that could reduce, or even eliminate, the crease that usually forms where foldables bend. That's something no other company has fully solved yet, not even Samsung. If Apple manages to get it right, the foldable iPhone could offer a cleaner and more seamless look. Now, how does this rumored device stack up against the competition? Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold 6 reportedly starts at $1,900 for the 256GB version, and Google's Pixel 9 Pro Fold comes in a little cheaper at around $1,800. So Apple's potential $2,000 price tag would make it the most expensive option out there. But that's expected. Apple has always been positioned at the high end of the market. Some industry watchers believe Apple's entry into the foldable space could be the turning point that finally pushes this technology into the mainstream. While brands like Samsung and Google have already launched multiple versions, many people are still waiting to see what Apple brings to the table before making the switch. With a release expected within the next couple of years, we may not have to wait much longer.
What if the future of the iPhone completely changes everything we're used to? That's exactly what's being talked about right now, and it's not just some random rumor. It comes from a trusted tech insider, Mark Gurman, who has a strong track record when it comes to Apple news. He's revealed that Apple is planning something big for 2027, which also marks the 20th anniversary of the first iPhone. According to him, Apple is working on 2 new models that could redefine what an iPhone looks and feels like, one of them being Apple's very first foldable iPhone, and the other a bold new Pro version with a completely different design. Let's talk about the foldable iPhone first. Apple has stayed away from the foldable trend for years, even though brands like Samsung and Motorola have been pushing foldable devices for a while, but Apple has always taken its time to get things right before launching something new. And if this foldable phone is really coming in 2027, it could be the biggest change since the iPhone X introduced the edge-to-edge screen. The idea of a foldable iPhone is exciting for a lot of reasons. It would give users a much larger screen without making the device feel bulky. You can have a tablet-like experience when the phone is open, but still keep it pocket-sized when folded. It could change the way people use apps, especially for multitasking or even for gaming and video editing. But knowing Apple, they'll only launch it when the design, durability, and software are all polished and ready. The second device that Gurman mentioned is just as interesting, a new kind of Pro iPhone. While we don't know everything about it yet, what's been said is that Apple is working on a design that uses a lot more glass. That could mean a new kind of transparent or semi-transparent look, or maybe just a very sleek and modern finish that hasn't been done before. Apple already uses titanium in its iPhone 16 Pro, so this could be another step toward making the iPhone feel even more high-end and futuristic. This new Pro model might not only look different, but it could feel different in the hand too. Apple has always focused on keeping their designs clean, simple, and premium, so this could be their next move in keeping things fresh without losing the Apple feel that people love. At the same time, there's also talk about Apple shaking up its lineup with a new model called the iPhone 17 Air. It might replace the current Plus model and offer something lighter, possibly thinner, while keeping the larger screen. If that's true, then 2027 might bring more variety than ever before, giving users more styles and sizes to choose from. But all of this new design and tech will likely come at a higher cost. Foldable phones are already among the most expensive phones available, and a foldable iPhone could easily go beyond that. On top of that, Apple may also have to deal with added tariffs, which could push prices even higher. Reports say Tim Cook tried to avoid these added costs, but wasn't successful. That could mean big price jumps, especially for these premium models. Some rumors suggest the iPhone 17 Air might start at around $1,200 even before any extra fees or upgrades. So if you're planning to get one of these next-gen iPhones, it might be smart to start saving early. These devices are expected to offer major improvements and style upgrades, but they're not going to be cheap. Still, that probably won't stop Apple fans from lining up to buy them. If you're excited about what's next, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more updates on future Apple products. The upcoming Pixel 10 series has been generating a lot of excitement, but a new leak suggests the performance might not meet expectations. Google's Tensor G5 processor, which was expected to bring a significant boost, might not be much different from its predecessor, the Tensor G4. This is surprising, considering Google is designing the chip completely in-house for the first time. Many had hoped this would allow the company to compete with Apple's A-series chips and Qualcomm's Snapdragon processors. However, new reports indicate that the improvements may not be as impressive as anticipated. For years, Google's Tensor chips have been produced by Samsung Foundry, incorporating elements from Samsung's Exynos processors. While Google has made customizations, Tensor chips have struggled to match the performance and efficiency of flagship competitors. That's why the decision to develop the Tensor G5 from the ground up was seen as a major step forward. Moving away from Samsung's technology and manufacturing processes, Google aimed to create a chip optimized for its Pixel devices, focusing on AI performance and power efficiency. A key change with the Tensor G5 is its production shift to TSMC, the world's most advanced contract chip manufacturer. Unlike the Tensor G4, which was built on Samsung's 4nm process, the G5 will be produced using TSMC's third-generation 3nm process, N3P. This transition should, in theory, result in a more powerful and energy-efficient chip. On paper, it seems like a great move. TSMC has a strong reputation for making high-performance, power-efficient chips, which is why companies like Apple and Qualcomm also rely on them. With these upgrades, many expected the Tensor G5 to offer a significant leap in performance. Google appeared to be taking all the right steps, switching manufacturers for better chip quality, upgrading to a more advanced fabrication process, and design